so we can share it. All right, it's recording now. Yeah, but we're very excited to get everyone here together. We have expanded quite a bit since we started officially in 2024, and we've seen some incredible progress. And this is the first time we're actually getting to highlight all the incredible events that y'all have put on to inspire the future of neuroscientists, neurosurgeons, neurologists, and neurosciences in general. So let's go ahead and get started. We have some exciting collaborations to share, some exciting initiatives to share, and some general announcements at the end as well, and some open forum. So today we'll start with some chapter presentations. We're going to hear from some of our excelling chapters that have just put on some amazing events and seeing what progress they've done. Then we're introducing Future Healers. You'll hear more about this. They're an amazing organization based in Kentucky, Louisville. And we have a representative here as well, Christopher, who will talk more about this, and then some general announcements and open forum at the end. So before we get into the chapter presentations, I want to say, the expansion has been incredible. We are now 24 Mission Brain chapters active, 16 of which are in America, two of them are in Mexico, and globally, we also have outreach going on in Pakistan, Nigeria, Nepal, Bolivia, Gambia, and Uganda. So incredible, incredible work. This is not possible without you all. So thank you for taking the effort and initiative to reach out to the communities that you're a part of. Number of students that have been reached out to, thousands now. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep up all the outreach. The more lives you reach, the more people you teach, the more future you're shaping. So thank you all. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I believe UAB is on deck, so I'll pass over the torch to Harrison if you want to take on and introduce this.
Yeah, thanks, Rishi, and thanks everyone else for being here. My name's Harrison, just to introduce myself. I just finished my first year at UAB, and I'm taking over the NeuroCamp program here from Rishi. So we've had a great leader in the past. Thank you very much for everything you've done to help set us up. Update on our chapter and some of the recent things that we've done. This first picture with the presentation NeuroCamp, that's something that we did together just last week, where we brought our NeuroCamp curriculum to a summer camp here in Birmingham where there were high school students. So a little bit of a different audience from our normal NeuroCamp audience, but we were able to adapt and expand our impact and our reach in that way. We also partnered with one of the neuro-oncologists here at UAB. And then just overview of the year. This was our past year. It's also what we're looking forward to next year. Our curriculum based over the year. So covering everything from careers in neuroscience down to neuroimmunology and more specifics. And ultimately, we like to keep track of our students and make sure they're learning so that we can make sure that we've had an impact at the end of the year. So one thing that we'll implement longitudinally is some testing. Every time we see them, we'll ask some questions about what they learned last week and what they learned previous weeks. And this just helps them to stay more engaged and feel like they're actually retaining information. And then we do some surveys along the way, which we hope to incorporate into some research projects so we can produce some real data as to our impact. So we also are working on Rural NeuroCamp, which is a newer program. It's very different from our urban program. So with this one, we are working at a school in rural Alabama. And due to the difficulty with getting volunteers out there, one thing that we're doing differently here is actually having our med school volunteers and undergraduate volunteers train some of the high schoolers in the area so that hopefully they can be more active and we can have a stronger volunteer base out there local to these rural schools so we don't have to rely so much on transportation to get out there.
Awesome. Thanks, Harrison. Yeah, and a big thank you to Julia as well. I believe she's on the call. Harrison and Julia have been doing wonderful work here at UAB, both at the urban campus and rural program. The rural one started this year, and I've just seen how amazing their leadership has been to shape this, especially teaching high schoolers how to teach neuroscience. Julia, do you want to kind of talk about your experience with that if you have a chance?
Yeah, it's been really great. We actually had all of the high schoolers that were going to be teaching come out to UAB for a day, like in January before they got to teach themselves. So we did a lot of career development with the high schoolers as well. So there was a lot of opportunity for them to learn more about like their healthcare careers and get them interested in medicine and neuroscience themselves. And then we also went out just every other time to teach, and we taught them how to teach. And they, had us online if they needed us, but they never really reached out. And we heard great things from the students that they did a good job. So we're really excited that we're able to have this connection with a rural school and hope that like if other people have questions about like how to implement this type of thing, we'd be more than happy to answer.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank you to UAB. Our next one is Oklahoma. We have Rachel on the call.
Hi guys, it's a pleasure to meet everybody. This was our first year of NeuroCamp in Oklahoma City. We partnered with a school that said that they served underprivileged kids. And so our model was a little different. We did a 6-week program, but instead of it being integrated into their science course, they ran the program during their flex period. So students could leave their study hall for those 6 weeks and come for 45 minutes. This made it a bit easier to integrate because we weren't um, messing with their preset science curriculum from earlier in the year because it was a fast turnaround. I think from first contact to integration was like 6 weeks to prepare and get this done within the school. We didn't have the preparation to advertise and really recruit students. But we started with 6 and then doubled our program numbers by the end. So we did see growth. Kids were interested and they did start coming. One of the most, I think, unique features of the program, the way that we structured things was we had a high number of volunteers from the medical school. And so our volunteer to student ratio was really good. So we would begin every session with interactive review where we would kind of question the kids, but we would have one volunteer with a group of 3 to 4 kids, and then that volunteer would return for the post lesson activities where they would kind of help guide the kids through those reinforcing games and competitions. One of the things that we tried to do to engage the kids a little bit more was set characters for some of the more abstract concepts that we didn't think that they would have had exposure to. So teaching lobes of the brain, we tried to assign a fun character that we could help them recall as the program went on. And so it was really cool to see that, we introduced all of these things. And as the program went on, we asked them, okay, like what does the frontal lobe do? And they would remember the character and be able to describe the character. And we could kind of prompt them to describe the function easily that way. And then because this worked so well, we'll plan to expand it into more lessons to teach things like neuron anatomy. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel. Great work. Next, we have Medical College of Wisconsin. I believe we have Michael on the call.
Hello, my name is Michael Szymanski. I'm a first year medical student that just finished at Medical College of Wisconsin, so second year now. This was our first summer event in our neurocamp. So this follows up 15 events since January. We've been in the anatomy lab doing brain dissections, spinal cord and spine anatomy teaching. This is with Ignite at MCW, which is a high school pathway program. We're an official partner of all the pathway programs. So we have high school pathway program, we have a middle school pathway program, and then a pre-college pathway program. So this is the Ignite. So this is all high school students. So it's a 60-minute hour session. 50 middle school students came by. We had an initial session on neurons and how neurons fire, communicate with the guy up there explaining that. And then we walked around the classroom and asked kids as we were presenting questions about what we were presenting about, asked them about reflexes, what reflexes were, what neurons were. And then we had different stations that we built out. So if you click the next slide here. So basically, we designed an activity with the ruler drop. So the person would hold the ruler at the 0 centimeter mark and then drop it. And then they would practice reacting and kind of trying to grasp the ruler from the partner. So training reaction time and what reaction time means in terms of the nervous system. And then we had a station on reflexes. So explaining what types of reflexes are, like automatic responses versus conscious ones, using the knee hammer reflex. And then a neuroplasticity station where we taught them about the motor and sensory homunculus in the brain and the right-left crossover in the brainstem. So they practice drawing with their non-dominant hand. And over time, they're able to show their partners that they got more proficient with the practice over time. So that kind of demonstrated neuroplasticity and learning. And then we also had a human neural network. So they got in groups and held hands and then tried to squeeze each other's hands down the line and then practice that. And that demonstrated how myelin interacts with neurons to increase signal transduction speeds and things like that. So a few very basic activities that taught very fundamental aspects of neuroscience, neuroanatomy to all these kids. And they're pretty excited afterwards. So just the start.
Awesome work, Michael. This is really cool. Very creative activities. All right, next we have Wayne State. I believe Sydney's on the call.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks so much, Rishi, for putting this together. I'm a M3 at Wayne State School of Medicine, and we just started the NeuroCamp chapter at Wayne in April. So we're really excited to bring this programming to the Detroit community. So just a little bit about our chapter. We serve the Detroit community, and we're a collaboration between the med school, the other graduate programs at Wayne, and then the undergraduate students as well. And we have all three schools represented on our exec board. Um, and since we just started, we've had a couple events so far, which is in the next slide, so I'll get there in a minute. But um, just a couple upcoming events. So we kind of organized our chapter into a couple different core teams. So we have like our longitudinal programming, similar to what a lot of you guys have done in the classrooms of different schools where you go in once a month. We're going to be partnering with the Detroit school starting in September. So we're going to be bringing that longitudinal curriculum to the Detroit community then. But we also have like a separate team of people, which like we call our short-term programming. And so these are like one-day kind of outreach events. And we've been able to do a lot with that. So we have a lot of upcoming events. We're partnering with some Detroit summer camps. We have one of those camps happening next week. We're doing another one in August. And then something I'm super excited about in the bottom right-hand corner here in September, we're calling it like the Mind Spark Brain Carnival, and this will be a one-day community outreach event where we're bringing in neuroscience labs from Wayne State, student orgs, neuro interest groups, so how like neurology interest group, neurosurgery interest group, and so this is going to be a really fun event for the kids to learn about many different neuroscience topics, get to engage with a lot of the like medical students and research labs at Wayne. And so, yeah, that's just something I wanted to highlight because I think it's going to be really awesome. And then one other thing I want to say that we're also super excited about is we're going to be partnering with this organization called Square One. We're going to be making a neuroscience children's book. And so this is going to be like, we'll make the book and then create like a curriculum guide. So when we can go into schools, we can read this book. They will have a physical copy they can keep in their classroom. And then we'll have activities that will follow up on the story. So that's another thing I'm like super excited about. Okay, and then we can just go to the next slide. So here's just a couple past events. We participated in an event called Brain Day, and we did candy neurons. So we talked about the structure and function of a neuron, and the kids got really into this. It was super nice because like kids that were like 4 years old all the way to like 14 got really excited about this, and we kind of tailored the teaching to their level. And then just last week, we did the Neuroscience Olympics. So we created like a series of activities and we did it in competition format at summer camp in Detroit. So yeah, those are just a few of the things we're working on. We have like a lot of really awesome people involved with our chapter. So excited to share, and like it's so cool to see what everyone's doing. So this is really awesome.
Thanks so much, Sydney. This was so cool. I do want to give a quick shout out at this like little break time to both Rachel and Sydney because the Oklahoma chapter and the Wayne State chapter started like NeuroCamp at least started from a conversation that was had at the Pediatric Neurosurgery Conference, the AANS CNS Pediatric Neurosurgery section in December of last year, literally a few months ago. We had just informally talked about this. I gave a presentation about Mission Brain and NeuroCamp at that conference. Rachel came up to me and was like, "Well, I want to do this at Oklahoma." And then I believe Laura came up to me from Wayne State and was like, "Well, I have another med student friend that at Wayne State that wants to do this as well. Can we set up a meeting?" We set up some Zoom meetings, and then in the past 6 months, like you guys have done this already, which is insane. And to hear all the exciting initiatives you're planning on doing in the future, I'm just super thrilled and so grateful to, have such passionate friends like you guys. So thank you guys for taking the initiative and do that at your communities.
Thank
Um,
you so much. I can't express like it's very easy to want to do something like this, especially after the inspiring presentation you gave. So thank you. And thank you for making yourself available for helping us set this up.
yeah, of course, happy to, yeah.
I'll echo that as well. It's been like so awesome starting this, and thank you for all of your help.
Of course, you guys did all of it. So yeah, and the children's book idea is super cool. You're going to hear a little bit more also from the Mission Brain side of things towards the end of this presentation, because I think there's something else cooking in the works. So there could be opportunity for collaboration as well there. But let's move forward to now to a different continent. We're going to bring in another country here, Bolivia. I believe we have a different representative from Bolivia outside of Rodolfo, or not Rodolfo. There's someone else here today, right? If you're on the call, feel free to unmute yourself and talk about what you guys have been doing in Bolivia. No worries if not. They put together these amazing slides, though. You can see how successful it was. They had tons of students come out to their NeuroCamp events. They did some kind of scavenger hunt-esque neuroanatomy lessons for their students. Did some amazing work here. They also have another slide and another video as well. Seems like they designed some merch to give out to their students, which was really cool to see. And oh yeah, this was the escape room as well. They kind of created these like different challenges you have to pursue to kind of better understand the neurosciences in their community. So this was from Bolivia. And later on, if anyone from Bolivia joins, feel free to chime in. We'd love to hear your input on this as well. The next one is Mexico City did a collaboration with Pakistan. So this was one of our first collaborations across the globe. Super cool to see. Is anyone here from Pakistan or Mexico City on a HUAC chapter to talk about this?
I'm here. I'm here.
Awesome, Ali. Thanks for joining us. Ali is our global director. So yeah, would love to, happy to have you here. Come tell us a little about yourself and what you guys did here.
All right. So, hi, everybody. I'm Ali. I work as the co-director for the outreach team, and we're also leading NeuroCamp Pakistan. I've served as the co-chair for NeuroCamp. And for just this program, we've been doing NeuroCamp in two cities of Pakistan, which is Karachi and Islamabad. But we had this brilliant idea, and we had this brilliant team from CDMX, which is in Mexico City. And our chapters went ahead and collaborated. And as you will learn more, this was an online collaboration. We had kids from Mexico and from Pakistan. So they were eventually paired into teams. So we had one kid from Mexico City, another from Karachi. So you can imagine the fusion of not just culture, but also how neuroscience is perceived across borders. And beyond that, this, as you will learn later, but as Rishi goes through the slides, morphed into a bigger collaboration with the UC Merced chapter. So we had three chapters work together. That's about it. Thank you, Rishi.
Perfect. Thanks, Ali. I have another slide on the UC Merced one, so we'll get to that in a bit. But thank you so much. This was really cool to see the virtual collaborations you guys did across the globe. So we do have a representative from Bolivia, so I'm actually going to go back a slide. Ariana, do you want to unmute yourself and talk about your experience a little bit?
Hi everyone. I don't know if you can see me.
Yes.
Okay, so hi, my name is Ariana. I'm the chair of communication of the Mission Brain chapter at the University Católica, Bolivia, in Santa Cruz, Bolivia. So first of all, we would like to thank everyone for giving us the opportunity to share a little about our chapter. One of the projects we're most proud of is NeuroCamp, and well, the outreach activity we organized last year for students from the Christian Learning School. Basically, our goal was to introduce neuroscience in interactive and engaging way. So we start with a short theoretical session where we introduce basic neuroscience concept and scientific research to the students. And the students even create a simple mini research project to experience the research process themselves. And after that, well, we organize like an escape room with different stations where students solve challenge related to neuroscience and everything. And we also include activities focused on mental health, encouraging them to talk about their emotions and understand the relationship between emotion, mental health, and the brain. So throughout the events, basically students participate actively, ask many questions, and at the end we reorganize, recognize their participation with prizes. And I don't know, it was very rewarding to see how interested and enthusiastic they became and neuroscience and with the medicine. So we hope to continue developing projects like this to research even more students in our community. So thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. This is amazing work. I loved seeing the update on the WhatsApp and to see these pictures again. Thank you. All right, our next group will be from Baja California, Mexico. I believe we have some representatives here today to talk us through their slides.
Yes, hi everyone. Good morning. My name is Angie Dominguez. Today, Rodolfo couldn't join us today due to connection issues, but today you have Donna Valeria and myself here with you. We belong to Mission Brain Xochicalco, UABC in Baja California. In the image, you can see our entire team who work with so much love and dedication. Our goal was to replicate what was previously done in neuro camps, and thanks to Donna Valeria, who reached out a children's home, we were able to make this project possible. So I want to give also the thanks to Rodolfo because he just gave us an invitation to imagine something bigger. And today, thanks to that, we are here. So when we were asked to contribute idea, I just thought about to make a neuro passport. Can you please put down another slide? Okay, yes. So you can see the neuro passport. I knew that all my teammates had incredible ideas, and instead of choosing just one, I thought, what if we bring them all together? And that's how the station were created. Each one represents something very special, the creativity, the effort, and the heart of this team. So I wanted to be more than just an activity. I wanted to be an experience, something dynamic, something fun, something that makes children want to keep going. So that's why each station represents this incredible idea. And also we give, they receive a sticker. Uh, it's really, it's a little bit seems like small, but it really isn't. Each sticker represents an achievement, a learning moment, a moment where they say, I can do this. So their passport is not just a game, it's a journey into the brain. At each station, children explore how they think, how they feel, how they move, and how they learn, and also how they express themselves. So they discover something very important that everyone can make something bigger our minds is capable of. So I want also to add that that day we carry out many activities with the children, including word searches that Donna Valeria make. We make games of chess, Kahoot games, and physical activities. We also give them talks about neuroanatomy and we share food with them, creating a fun and meaningful experience for everyone. So we are now looking to replicate this night dynamic in our cities, Tijuana, Mexicali, and elementary school and middle school. And Dana Valeria did an excellent job, especially with the word search activity. And this experience showed us the importance of teamwork and how by working together, we can create a positive impact in our community. Donna Valeria, do you want to add something?
Yes. Well, talking about how we prepared the word search activity, this included a glossary for children. So it was not just to do the word search, they also had a glossary where they can search for the words to understand their meanings. The goal was to challenge them while they learn words related to the brain and how it works. So this helped them to improve their attention, memory, and problem solving skills while learning in a fun and interactive way. The main objective was to encourage their curiosity about the brain and supported their cognitive stimulation through an engaging learning experience. And that also happened. Uh, they were so focused and they were having a really good time.
Yes, and the most beautiful part is that this is not just one person's project, it belongs to all of us. Every idea, every effort, every moment of teamwork, because when we work together, when we listen, when we create with purpose, we create impact. And thank you for giving this space to us, because today we are not just teaching, we are teaching children discover that they already have wins, and we are helping children to discover that they already have wings and that their brain can teach them how to fly.
Amazing work, y'all. This is so beautiful. This is the first chapter that we've seen that has reached out to an orphanage as well. So that was a very, very unique thing that I heard. So thank you. Also, I loved what you said earlier. You said you don't want to just make an activity, you want to create an experience. And I think that's very inspiring to kind of hold on to for the rest of us.
Thank you.
Awesome job. All right, so the next group is UC Merced. I think Zarak might be on the call.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Is this your slides or is this still
That
what
is not.
this not? Oh,
Yeah,
this is
no.
Baja California. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is your slide.
So yeah, I'm from the University of California, Merced chapter, and a little bit about us. We are an undergraduate chapter, and we started in my sophomore year, which was 2024. Forgot the year there, but yeah. So we finally got our first NeuroCamp event done. One hard thing for us was getting in contact with the middle school. We're in the Central Valley, so some of these resources aren't as available, or it's not as common for someone to do is to reach out to a middle school and set up an event like this, but we finally were able to do that. And in this slide, we have someone from our chapter. His name is Sufyan. Um, he's currently international. Otherwise, I had asked him to join as well. But yeah, so in this slide, we can see that it was sorry, it was a slideshow about excessive phone use and its effect problematic link, and this was done to middle school, and this was something that was very common nowadays is we have students using phones in class and at home very excessively, and the studies are very new in regards to this, but it is a very harmful activity. So we were going over the effects of the problematic use and what the research currently shows, and along with that we were able to give them a brief insight to mission brain and what it's all about. And this is the first event we held as well. So our plan is to continue doing this all throughout the next year. And I had spoken to the middle school teacher as well, and she loved the idea of the fact that from the undergraduate school we were able to reach out and set this up and have something going consistently, which was a really good experience for the undergraduate students as well. Sorry, not undergraduate, middle school students. And then for this one, it was our international event, which is a Pakistan, UC Merced, and Nigeria collaboration. And for this event, we had collabed with Mission Brain Pakistan and Nigeria to host a competition amongst everyone where three people were collabing, one person from each school in teams, up to 10 teams, where they gave presentations on neurological issues, and then they were rated by a panel of one person from each school, and the winners were given a prize, and it was really a wonderful experience to have everyone collab from all over the world. And one funny thing was seeing all the people talk about how scheduling was very complicated, but it was a very wonderful skill that people learned on how to interact with people from different areas of the world and how to be able to manage such a complex thing. And it was a good experience for us hosting it and for people being involved because it was just a one of a kind thing that no one in our entire campus had ever really done such a thing in interacting with internationally between all these schools and such, which is one of the benefits of doing these global neurocamp campaigns is that it truly is a one of a kind experience because no one really thinks to go and collab internationally with schools from all over the world, which it just adds more to the fun, especially being from an undergraduate school. It's something that is even less common. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Thank you, Rishi, for hosting.
Great work, Zarek. Yeah, you guys had added me to this group chat as you were starting to plan things. And big kudos to all of y'all from Pakistan, Nigeria, and UC Merced. Just seeing the way you guys communicated and figured out the Zoom meetings, the time differences, the availability. I was very impressed.
Yeah, the time differences get very weird when it's like three
Yeah.
very different, but it
It's
worked
not
out.
easy. So
Yeah.
you guys made it work. And the Zoom itself, the actual event itself was just such a great success. But that speaks to more of how much effort you guys put into,
Yeah.
I'm sure you were waking up at like odd hours and everyone else was waking up at odd hours just to kind of put it together. So thank you
Yeah.
efforts.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Next group, we have the Harvard undergrad chapter. I believe Jamie's on the call.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie, and I was the chair of the Harvard Undergraduate Mission Brain International Initiatives Team chapter this past year. Since then, we have changed to new leadership. There are two new co-chairs from this past spring, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what we did this past winter and spring of 2026. So we had basically, as the bullet point kind of says, we were inspired by Rishi and the UAB NeuroCamp chapter's neuroanatomy lesson, and we made a lesson on neuroanatomy called Brain Gain. So it was in partnership with UAB Mission Brain and our Harvard undergraduate chapter. But the next slide, I think, tells a little bit more about the context of Brain Gain. So it was put together by Harvard undergraduate Mission Brain International Initiative team members. So these are all Harvard undergraduates. And the intention was for Brain Gain to be taught over Zoom with schools that are basically across the world. So it would allow our team members here in Cambridge to communicate with and connect with students and communities around the world if we were able to set up some form of outreach and connection with them. And the current flow of the slide presentation is as follows. First, we have about a third of the slide that is general information about neuroanatomy and imaging techniques. And then there is a small middle portion that is a quick activity to test retention. We made up this, how would I say, this question where we asked the students like, okay, if you could upgrade like one ability, what would it be? And then in the following slide, we would tell the students, okay, for you guys who chose ability X, this would actually have to do with your cerebellum, ability Y, cerebrum, and so on and so forth. And then we did some case study reviews to see how the students felt with looking at real life kind of examples of brain damage and neuroscience related things and see what they thought. And then our third point, which is kind of the biggest portion of the slide presentation as it stands now, is just a multiple choice review of neuroanatomy. So some events of notes are that this winter and spring, we established correspondence with schools in Sierra Leone, Albania, Kosovo, and Mongolia. A training session was held with educators in Sierra Leone who were at Christ Secondary School in Sierra Leone, and educators were intended to assist students in person while Mission Brain, our chapter, essentially held the brain gain lesson with the students over Zoom. And also this spring, a brain gain lesson was held with students at, this is actually incorrect, I didn't put this incorrect, but it was at the Finnish School of Kosovo over Zoom. So I think that's really exciting and really cool. And I think that those are all the notes that we have for now. But I want to say thank you to Rishi for your inspiration and also your patience and also working with our team. I really hope that Mission Brain continues to be able to work and our chapter continues to be able to kind of integrate into NeuroCamp a bit more as time moves on. And some of our current chairs aren't here, but everyone has put in so much work this year. So thank you to you guys. Thank you all for being here and thanks for continuing to just like feed the entity that is NeuroCamp. So I think it's really cool.
Thank you. This is amazing. You guys are, again, doing cross global collaborations and just amazing work. So this is awesome. Excited to see this continue to grow and maybe be a model for other chapters to incorporate as well. And hopefully we'll see more collaboration moving forward. So thank you. Great work. Okay, so next we have the chapter of Ibadan. I think we have some representatives here if you guys want to talk about it in your experience. I remember you guys hosted an event for 200 plus people, so I think it'd be great to hear.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Sorry, I'm unable to turn on my camera at the moment. But yeah, really, really good and inspiring work hearing from the other chapters. I'm Igdalia. I'm currently the Vice President of Mission Brain Ibadan, and um, I've also had the opportunity of leading the NeuroCamp here over the past year. If Over the past year, we had two major outings. First was at the International School Ibadan, which is actually within the University of Ibadan here, and we're able to talk to the entire school population about basic neuroanatomy, and more importantly, try to press the importance of careers and introduce them to careers in neuroscience. Of course, due to the nature of that, it was not as extensive as would initially, right? We were planning that would be the first of a series of engagements that would be able to interact more, especially with the senior students. So we had the second engagement, which was for World Brain Day last year with another school here, All Saints School, which is during which we're able to engage with the entire student population as well. We're able to emphasize more on brain health and lifestyle changes or behavior modifications, especially that are age appropriate for them to have better brain health in terms of feeding or food, especially grounding it in our local context more in a way that they would be able to relate to. We're also able to get them to, make pledges as to each and every single one of them make a single commitment as to something that they would change or something they would improve on in terms of being able to manage or manage their brain health better. So those are the two major outings that we've had. But we've also been doing some internal work in terms of trying to look around our community and also engage with the teachers to sort of build a curriculum, so to speak, that is more in touch with the community and with the needs of our community. So one of the things that we noticed is there is a dearth or a deficiency of first aid knowledge, especially for brain health emergencies like epilepsy, amongst in our community. So we wanted to integrate that into our engagement with the students, especially also with respect to destigmatizing epilepsy. So there's the aspect of the societal aspects of neuroscience, being able to understand neuroscience concepts and apply them to society. So several aspects of the curriculum that we've been able to develop include basic neuroanatomy, brain health and lifestyle, neurodiversity, then some of the major brain conditions that are prevalent here in Nigeria: stroke, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, as well as careers in neuroscience, because we saw when we engaged and interacted with the students, many of them were very, enthusiastic and really wanted to know how to, especially when they got to know about Dr. Q and Dr. Lawton and many other people, and they wanted to know how they could position themselves and to go into careers in neuroscience apart from even neurosurgery and neurology. So yeah, and then first aid and emergency response. So we were able to also print these into booklets, just small information booklets, such that we'll be able to distribute them to the students as we are going to visit these schools. So currently, at the moment, I'm no longer the one really at the forefront. Zainab and Ahmed, they're now our co-chairs of school outreach here. And so we are currently even working on a series of engagements for World Brain Day, which is next month. and for this year. And so we're already engaging with schools, and we hope that we'll be able to emphasize on some of these things as well as distribute the materials that we've already worked on. So yeah, that's basically the main thing. And yes, one more thing. We also noticed, when we engage or interacted with the schools, we saw that many of them, the admin, the teachers were usually more inclined towards, competitive, or like competitions, and stuff. So we've been trying to see how to. We've also been working towards the sort of inter-school competition where we could have like the neuroscience quiz, debates, right, and the likes, because those are usually things that are very, very, very attractive in this area. So we are also working towards that as we're going to these schools, also telling them that yes, that's some of the things that we have in the pipeline, and that we'll be able to engage with them once the time comes. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. And thank you for the support. And it's been a really great one working with the team here. Thank you.
Great work, Igdalia. This was amazing. Thank you for sharing all the great stuff you're doing out there. All right, so before we move forward, I want to take the time to kind of open it up a little bit. Are there any chapters on here that haven't spoken yet or given me slides or been highlighted? And it could be, if you haven't hosted an event, are there any events you plan on hosting? I know we have a few other chapters that have been interested, but haven't had a chance yet. So this is your time if you'd want to share. No worries if not either. You can totally just throw in the chat. We can always come back to you, but floor is yours throughout the rest of the time. If you ever want to share some ideas you have going on or help brainstorm, we'd love to hear from you. So with that being said, let's move forward. We do have a chapter in Louisville, Kentucky that does NeuroCamp as well, but I want to save on that because I want to introduce first their biggest collaborator and our newest collaborator, Future Healers. Future Healers is an amazing organization that's based in Kentucky, Louisville. Their goal pretty much aligns with ours, STEM outreach into the communities, inspiring the next generation of healthcare providers, and it's general to all healthcare, all sciences, and so it's not neuroscience specific, but so excited for this collaboration with Mission Brain to bring a neuroscience component to their existing efforts and outreach initiatives. They have a beautiful video for us to play today, so everyone take a second to look at this. All right. Did you guys hear the sound in that? Okay, perfect. Christopher, you're on call. Do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, no problem, Rishi. First of all, I'd like to start with some acknowledgments. Thanks to you all. And when I say you all, Dr. Q, Dr. Lawson, April, Dr. Diana, you, Rishi, Ali, you guys have been so inviting in regards to the conversations that led to this collaboration and this great future partnership. Rishi, is Dr. Miller on the call, or he did not make it? Because I know he's trying to do it within airports.
I don't.
It doesn't look like he made it. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. And then one special acknowledgement, Rishi, and then I'll just dive into a little tidbit on Future Healers real quick. And that's a special acknowledgement to Nora Hill. Without her, none of this collaboration comes together. She's with Mission Brain, and she's also with Future Healers, Kiddos Medical Program. And again, she's just awesome as it relates to this collab for all of us, and just great kudos to her. And a side note, Nora was the first undergrad that was allowed to come in on the committee in planning curriculum with the medical students that we ever allowed in the wrap up of our 5th year on June 13th, going into our 6th year on August of this year, 26, because our curriculum sessions go 11 months out of the year from 1 August to the next June. And kudos again to Nora for being that inspirational presence that allowed us to make an easy choice to say she's the first undergrad that should be working with these medical students on the curriculum for these kids. So I just want to acknowledge all of that on how much we appreciate you guys as a team, and the extension of that is Nora Hill, no doubt, within the Kentucky space. So quickly on Future Healers, guys, and what I'll do, Rishi, for the sake of time, we've got a story that you can look at and April can look at that you guys can choose to share. I think y'all have seen it before. This would be the one that talks about our expansions, Mission Brain, and everything that entail, our expansions in rural counties and all that. And I just want to give another shout out also to Harrison in regards to the rural county talk within Alabama. And yes, we are already kind of piloting that whole idea, Harrison, if you're still on here, and everybody, with high school students in rural counties, overseen by medical professionals to deliver the curriculum, especially to grade school kids. So yes, Harrison, you guys can get that done. I hope that's very successful for you guys. But just to sum up how Future Healers Kiddos Medical Program got launched and where we're at today really quickly. It got launched because of the need to at least want to engage first, secondary trauma families that have been impacted by negativity and especially gun violence within the urban community in Louisville, Kentucky, and see if there was a chance to have them in collaboration with medical professionals, and also medical students. So we conceived this idea in the fall of 2020. We worked on it, launched it in July of 21 with 25 kiddos, preschool, elementary, and middle school. And we did that purposely and deliberately because we knew that a lot of the healthcare images, especially with young individuals, were definitely very prevalent in high school STEM programs. But we wanted to, just try something out of the box and see if that could be an attractive imagery that we could deliver to the community that showed these small citizens in collaboration, again, with surgeons, doctors, medical students, and everything that entails. And by the way, with all the medical students on this call, our medical students here with the Future Healers Kiddos Medical Program in Louisville, they are the main drivers of the curriculum. They create the curriculum. They've got a wonderful, team. And I didn't mention the total collab, and I will real quick. So Future Healers consist of the University of Louisville Department of Surgery, the University of Louisville School of Medicine, J. David Richardson Trauma Center, and then the outside community partner, the 2X Game Changers organization, which I head as executive director. But with that said, we launched that for the whole idea of kids being exposed to general health information for the purpose of fun and learning. And then when you fast forward into 2023, our first expansion happened with Vanderbilt University Medical Center and the School of Medicine in Nashville. When I got a call in March of 23, they had talked to a mutual federal partner that I knew also, and he told them about what we were up to in Louisville. And Vanderbilt asked us to come down to see if they could mimic this program in Nashville. So we did go down there. When I say we, surgeons, medical students, we had that powwow, guys. And then in the fall of 2023, that's when Vanderbilt, again, Medical Center and School of Medicine launched their version of this in Nashville. Then lastly, we fast forward to June of 2026. So along the way, there's collaborations, of course, and this one with Mission Brain and everything that entails. And now we went from 25 kiddos as far as impact to 1,300. And we've got eight, I might add, 8 expansion projects on the table right now that I truly believe is going to take us to 2,000 kiddos here in a minute for impact. And Rishi, I'll wrap up with this. because I'll send you that story if you want to share it with a bigger group that can read more about us like that. But I just got back, guys, this week that just passed, Thursday evening to be exact, from the Aspen Ideas Health Fest, which brings together medical professionals, scientists from across the United States and the world. And they were so impressed with this collaboration that I kept touting about Mission Brain Foundation and the Future Healers Program. And out of that, we've got some expansion projects coming out of that with my year-long fellowship with the Aspen Institute. And I think at the end of the day, we're going to make some great impacts together with the rest of your team. And I would like to wrap up with this, Rishi. What I've heard in the last 30 minutes or so from your team is mind-blowing at best. The talent that Mission Brain has is unspeakable. And I'm not trying to tickle you guys' ears on a Sunday morning. I'm really not. I've seen a lot. My work is 25 years publicly, and my collaboration with the University of Louisville's Department of Surgery is 18 years out of that 25 years. I've seen a lot, but April, Rishi, Ali, Dr. Diana, if you're on the call, what you guys have assembled with this young, powerful talent is unspeakable, and we're so excited to incorporate into our curriculum everything that Mission Brain would allow us to deliver to these kids. And lastly, in 2024 also, we decided that just for 4 to 13-year-olds, we were so happy with what we're doing with the fun and learning activities. And like, one of, I think the med students said, or the undergrad said, this is just not about activities, it's about experience now. And we're going to incorporate that language, if y'all don't mind also. We'll take that also from you guys. But with that said, we decided that a couple things. If a kid comes up to us and they came in the program at 12 or 13, or they grew into the program in 5 years or so then, they might say, well, what's next for me? So we had to come up with our what's next, and we created the Future Healers teen mentorship internship program. So essentially now, guys, we're covering preschool all the way to 12th grade with our general health delivery. And Rishi, I'll leave it up to you and April to talk about the workbook journal and how Mission Brain's information is going to be incorporated into that. But thank you all for the opportunity. And I just want to tell the Mission Brain team, you guys need to know that you're making impact not only in your own communities, but globally by being a part of this gigantic organization, the Mission Brain Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christopher. What kind words and such amazing, inspiring work. Thank you. The next slide actually will have Nora kind of take over to talk about some of the work that you guys have been doing as Future Healers and Mission Brain in Louisville. And then maybe you can also talk about the pediatric neurosurgery book as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris, for the amazing introduction into Future Healers and giving a good picture of what we're doing in Kentucky. But then within the collaboration between Mission Brain, we have pretty much implemented a lot of the NeuroCamp lessons into our main sessions, which typically have anywhere from 50 to 100 kids attending. And here's a picture actually on the bottom from our neurosurgery session with one of our physicians at U of L, Dr. Sieg, where we implemented a lot of the NeuroCamp lessons into this session, and we're able to make some really meaningful impacts on the kids. And then, so we have 2 other collaborations coming out of this. So do you know Dr. Sieg? Yeah, she's amazing, but she's also been very involved with Mission Brain. But so pretty much Future Healers had already started making this Future Healers Journey to Wellness workbook journal. And this has already been implemented into our local school system where it's being used to teach science in classes. And this is a very general health, all across the body workbook journal, but luckily, wow, that's really great. Okay, yeah, I'll be sure to mention that next time. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So so we already have this journal, and because of how inspiring the lessons are from NeuroCamp, and because of how important neuroscience is to teach kids, we were able to add a mission brain chapter into that workbook journal. And so that is being finalized now, but it's I think around 10 pages of lessons from 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 sorry, about 10 pages of lessons from the NeuroCamp curriculum. And we've been able to implement this into the workbook journal that we use locally, but there have been talks about maybe distributing this workbook journal broader and maybe using it even in these NeuroCamp chapters all across the world. And so that is one aspect of it. The other aspect is a neurosurgery coloring book that I had the privilege to author and kind of lead. But this also incorporates some of the NeuroCamp values in teaching neurosciences and making it less scary for everyone. Kind of makes it also interactive, so it leaves a more lasting impact. But yeah, so right now we are finishing up the neurosurgery coloring book. We have a pediatric one. I don't know if you can see the two signs right there next to the 800, but Chris was able to print banners for that. So we have the journal on the right side, and then we also have the neurosurgery coloring books on the left. And these just wouldn't have been possible without NeuroCamp's commitment and resources that they've been able to provide. And so I was also fortunate to be selected as one of the co-directors of the main session curriculum. And I definitely plan on incorporating as much NeuroCamp as I can into the main sessions over this next upcoming year. And so hopefully we'll have a lot more pictures like this for the next the next town hall. And yeah, if anybody's interested in maybe having the workbook journal or the neurosurgery coloring book in their space, please reach out because these are things that are going to be coming up soon. We're really excited to get all this out. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
Rishi, really quickly before we switch, if you could, for the sake of everybody on your call and otherwise, the video that I sent you, I mean, it didn't play totally. It was kind of breaking up for some reason, but please share that with them. It doesn't have any voice in it, but it's an inspirational 30-second teaser piece we created for the kiddos medical program that shows kids in a real OR room, and it's 30 seconds, and maybe some of the team members that on Mission Brain could get inspired by it to create their own videos for the kids. Who knows?
Definitely. Yeah, I'll be sure to put that in the group chat for sure for everyone to see. And I do want to, highlight Nora a little more. So she drew all these pictures in the coloring book. She's super talented as an artist. It's the first of its kind, a pediatric neurosurgery coloring book. The goal is once it's, published, get it out to schools. You guys could give it out to your kids as like a prize or something, or somehow incorporate into lesson plans. I mean, a coloring book based on pediatric neurosurgery things are just, it's just so cool. So very brilliant and creative. We do have Carolina on the call, who can speak a little bit about her experience with the Mexico Anahuac chapter. Carolina, do you want to say a few words about your experience with NeuroCamp there?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry if I can't turn on my video right now, but it was such an amazing experience. We collaborated with chapter Pakistan, with Pakistan's chapter, I'm sorry. And it was like a 3-day experience where children were taught about neuroanatomy, neurophysiology, and then we gave a little talk about stroke with our stroke initiative. And it was honestly so inspiring to know that they were actually listening. I think sometimes when we talk to high school students, we might doubt that they're really like getting a sense of what we're saying because, well, they're teenagers, sometimes they get distracted. But a couple of weeks after that neurocamp, we got the news that one of the students who was at that neurocamp was able to identify a stroke in his grandpa. and then they took him to emergency care, and fortunately he's all right. So it was so inspiring to know that we are making an actual impact and to see how this can actually change lives. And yeah, so thank you so much for the space, Rishi. I don't want to take any more of your time, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. All right, so to close out, just some general announcements. We are a little past the 10:30 mark, so I don't want to keep you all too much. But keep posting these updates on the WhatsApp group. If you're not in it, please reach out to me so I can add you to it. It's been so cool to just see the events as they're happening in real time and keep updated on that. We'll probably have another global town hall either in 6 months or next year. Just another, maybe make this like an annual tradition for us to kind of reconvene together. Um, I've seen some questions in the WhatsApp group about how to measure growth and what surveys to administer. Is there a mission brain survey? So I just wanted to address this at the town hall. I suggest using validated surveys. I mentioned this in the group chat. STEM, CIS, and NeuroQ are published surveys that have been measuring STEM interest or neurophobia, things like that. So you could use these validated surveys for yourself if you want to measure a quantitative way of seeing the impact you're having with your events, or you can design your own, right? So this program is very flexible in that sense. We're happy to put together like maybe a team that can develop a mission brain survey specifically. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me. We can work together and create an official NeuroCamp survey. But as of right now, we don't have a published one, a validated one. So we're even at UAB, we're using STEMSys and NeuroQ. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know and maybe we can put together a team that'll officially create a NeuroCamp mission brain survey. Yeah, April.
Uh, Thanks, Rishi. I just want to, first, I want to congratulate everyone, and I am extremely happy and inspired and grateful to all of you for doing the work that you're doing. And your leadership has been, I think, exemplary, Rishi, from all the comments here. So thank you so much. I also want to thank Future Healers for being such an amazing collaborator, Nora and Christopher. It's really always such a pleasure to work with you both. But the one thing I wanted to announce and to just remind Rishi that there is available funding for those of you who require some funding to start the program in your community. So one of our board members has been generous to offer some funding for that. So if you do need it, please apply for it. The other thing that I want to also tell everyone is that Future Healers, Christopher and Nora, have been working on that workbook, and that they have been so generous that they wanted to also say that they're willing to share that with whoever wants to avail themselves of the workbook. It's an excellent book, so I would encourage those of you uh, doing the program to please reach out if you're interested. So I think that's it. But Rishi, congratulations, everybody. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, April, for all your support. And yeah, thank you so much for all the funding as well. Like here at UAB, we reached out to headquarters for some funding. So if any other chapter is interested in reaching out, there is a formal process. You just have to fill out a form, and then the headquarters can support your initiatives. So thank you. Thank you guys for looking out for us. The last announcement I have is that we are looking for a vice chair of Global NeuroCamp. I need some help. So if anyone is willing to apply for this, please be on the lookout for applications coming soon. This is also kind of create a pipeline for continuity as, people transition off into different roles and things like that. So, yeah, please be on the lookout for that. But that's it. That's a wrap on our first town hall. Any final words? I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to say anything you'd like to say now.
I
Thank
just
you
wanted
for
to
the
say,
amazing work.
yeah, this is lit. Thank you, Ishi.
Thank you. Yeah, this is just incredible, guys. Like seeing all the stuff you guys are doing. I didn't know half the things actually. I knew things were happening. I didn't know what was, but this was insane. So thank you guys. Keep it up. Keep doing the efforts. I'm excited to see what else happens.
I would
Rishi,
also
go
Sorry,
ahead on. I
really quick.
apologize.
I really want to make sure also that we are putting this on the social media and making sure that everybody's seeing all these like beautiful pictures of all your hard work. So please reach out to your regional social media director and make sure that this is highlighted on those pages and gets highlighted in the regional monthly highlights as well on Mission Brain's page.
Yes, Nora, absolutely. And if someone could take a group photo, if you can turn on your video, that would be fantastic. I've already asked Rishi, our creative group, Philip and Teague, to create a space for NeuroCamp for update from the town hall and for social media posts. I'd really love to highlight all the work that you guys are doing. So I'm not very good at this, so someone can take a photo.
Hey, would you mind
Likewise, April.
Yeah.
stopping screen sharing? Oh yeah,
You
well
want,
that's also great too.
Videos,
Perfect.
please.
do
Yeah.
you want me to
Okay.
share my screen or stop? Do you want to stop?
I think this is great. We can see everybody like this.
Few
Okay.
seconds. I think some people are turning their videos on.
All right.
Don't be shy. It's okay if you're in your pajamas.
Okay.
I am.
There you go. Okay.
You got it?
Okay. Really quick, everybody smile. Okay, I got it.
Perfect. Thank you so
Right.
much.
But Rishi, when will the recording be available?
30 minutes. I think it takes some time to transcribe.
Please email it to us. I think it's so inspiring, and we sure want to share this about the phenomenal delivery and work that you guys are doing, and be proud to just be a part of this in any capacity.
Definitely will do. I'll email y'all all the video for sure.
All right, and I'll send you that one story about us so they can kind of catch up about what we're up to in Kentucky.
Wonderful. Christopher, congratulations on being part of Aspen, by the way. It's amazing. And for continuing to keep us updated on all the work that you're doing. Just remarkable.
Right. And April, you better believe, and I mean this, and I'll be quick, guys. I am proudly bragging about you guys consistently because I mean we're from the state of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the city of Louisville. But when I mention the collaboration with Mission Brain, it opens eyes quickly. So this is great. Thank you.
Thank you. We're all very proud of all the amazing things everyone's doing. So thank you all so much. Have a great.
Likewise. Take care, guys.
Thank
You guys
you.
are the best.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Good job organizing this. This is fantastic. Thanks again.
Thanks,
Absolutely
April.
awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye, Rishi.
Bye.
Bye. Take care,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.